Maybe we should start saying like 10 instead of 9:45.
Or
we are
just do our own
live. I
countdown
gotta
or something.
pick it up. There we go. How is everybody today? Welcome to ECSports featuring Dion and Anthony. How are you today?
Me? Oh, you're talking to me? I'm doing great. I thought you were talking to everybody else. Me, I'm doing awesome. I mean, it's a great day. You know, it's it's just another day here in 2018. I feel pretty good.
All right, let's get it started with these amazing games we just saw over the weekend. Kick it off.
Huh. Well, amazing to say the least. I think some of us were pretty surprised. Some of us weren't. So let's see. You got the first game of the weekend was Saturday. Philly and ATL. Who'd you pick in that game? I don't remember.
It's on last week's show. You can check it out.
Oh, okay.
Definitely wasn't Atlanta. No, I picked Philly.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you, my man.
Pretty sure.
I did take ATL.
Ouch.
What's your take on that game?
It was a decent game. I mean, I think everybody was very hip. What was I going to say? Everybody was very cautious to take Philly due to Nick Foles being a quarterback. But what you have to understand is these guys are in the NFL, man, which we'll talk about later in the other games.
Right.
Nick Foles has started in the league. It's not like they're putting fucking one of
He was
the
a Pro
Bears.
Bowler.
Yeah.
For those of you who
Exactly.
don't know, he
It's
was.
not like they're putting one of the Bears backups out there.
You're right.
I mean, this is Nick Foles. You got the same defense. You got the same offensive guys that they had all year. So all he had to do is work the plan, and the plan worked. And Atlanta, who hasn't looked good all really up until like the end of the season, was doomed because they had to come into Philly, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
And what happened? I mean, it wasn't a spread out crazy game, but Philly did what they've been doing all year, and they worked their plan, and it worked like hell.
Yeah. I mean,
And that was one of the more like calmer games.
right. Very calm compared to some, and still ended with a last play. Try for the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
So I was listening to something yesterday morning.
Okay.
And, so I don't know if you noticed, I couldn't figure this out, and it's the play calling once again from ATL, and it's now Sarkisian's the coach, offensive coach.
All right.
So basically, they are on about the 6, first and 10, about a minute 10.
Okay.
They didn't run the ball once, which stumped me. Really stumped me. 2 great running backs. One running back, Coleman, he's been playing fantastic. He's been playing just as good as Freeman, if not better. Didn't touch the ball once in that final short possession there. Then he chose to roll out Matt Ryan on the last play, which was, they were getting pressure all night.
Atlanta has a lot of issues with their play calling.
It's really weird. So he's been getting rushed all night, and his thing was he got rushed all night. I wanted to get him out of the pocket, and I wanted to give us a chance. But let's face it, dude. You roll out Matt Ryan, who runs like he's got cinder blocks tied to his ankles. Not only do you roll him out, they choose a one-receiver option set. Hey, I'm going to roll you out so that, the pressure doesn't get to you, and you're going to throw to Julio Jones.
Yeah.
No matter what.
And that's what happened. That's their offense.
It's
That's
terrible,
what they've been
though. It's
doing.
just terrible.
It's like, change it up, We know you got Julio. They know what to go for now. It's the same players.
It
in
is.
the same situation, and, that's what happens. You get in a situation where you're like, all right, we know what they're going to do. Let's just stop it, and that's what Philly did. They brought their D.
Not to mention, they seized zero opportunity. I mean,
yeah.
they had they recovered a muffed punt. They were right there. They settled for 3.
Yeah.
They picked the ball off. Did they settle for 3, or did they not even score on that?
I'm not sure.
Bottom line is they didn't get in the end zone.
Exactly.
They scored 10 points in the whole game or whatever it was, and it's just not good enough. But the thing is that Philly, to me, they got no shot against the Vikes. What do you think? At home, I think they got no shot.
You said they didn't have a shot this week. This is the thing, man. We'll skip the Patriots game because that game was like hilarious.
Well,
Tom
I just
was
want to
good.
say that Tom is 40 years old.
We'll get into Tom later. Won't
He
we?
threw for 360 and 3 or 4 touchdown passes.
Such a tool.
Don't matter who he's playing. He
Mhm.
comes to play. This time of year, it gets cold, and he just gets hot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's a very simple concept. We'll get to that, though. I'm really excited to get to that.
So you're saying Philly has no chance with Minnesota?
No chance.
Okay. All right.
I have them
So,
as a 0 shot.
The Minnesota game, everybody's been talking about that all week. The catch, so to speak. I have a lot of family in Minnesota. I'm happy for them. I think they have been doing extremely well this year. Their defense by Mike Zimmer has been outstanding.
Amazing.
They have won with, honestly, this team shows me, not saying Case Keenum is terrible, because, I mean, look at Jacksonville's quarterback. But this team shows me that if you have a quarterback that is just durable and can just run the plays and do everything that they're supposed to do, you're going to win if you have a very good, talented defense. And that's what the NFL has come to. Run your plays, do your thing, have
Hold
a
the ball.
decent running game, do some dump-offs here and there, and you're good.
I mean,
Right.
yeah. I mean, you're right for the most part. Hey, Vinny, if you could go to the chef, let me know how many yards Case Keenum has thrown for this season. But I do agree with you. I mean, Case Keenum, limited turnovers. I think he had 1 pick in this last game, and that was by the same gentleman who, we'll get into that. I don't know whether he whiffed or I'm not sure what he did.
That's weird.
I think I know what he did, but we'll talk about it. But with that being said, you couldn't be more right. They have a great 2-back set. They could have a 3-back set, but their one guy got hurt, Delvin Cook, and then
Who was playing really well.
who was playing awesome, actually.
Yeah.
But as far as that's concerned, great D, as long as you possess the ball,
How many?
3,500.
3,500 yards
It's not bad.
is pretty
Especially
solid.
for not starting the season.
I got to give him more credit than I think that I've been mentally giving him. He's definitely not a game manager, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely airing the ball out. He's got great receiver set.
Tell you one thing, he's getting his coach a freaking job.
Yeah, Thielen and Diggs are great. That offensive coordinator has been exceptional, I think, the entire time. Shermer. I think he's been exceptional.
No, he's coached before, right?
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Yeah, the Browns, yeah. I do.
Mm-hmm. It's just amazing what offense.
What talent can do?
What talent can do for a coach who probably had minimal amounts to do with it. But, you know, that's what happens in the good old NFL. Does that make sense? NFL, you know. You coach a guy that's killing, you're going to get a job. And that's basically what happens. So the game itself, though,
Unreal.
great game, very exciting. This is why the NFL, it's just hard to go away. It's not.
It is. It's
Because
not going
of-
anywhere.
No.
Because it's just unreal. Those remarkable moments. I mean, I have played Joe Buck in my head 100 times on that. You know, his voice just elevates as, oh, it's a catch, and then it's an
Joe Buck's a
eruption.
beast.
He is a beast.
Yeah, I love Joe Buck.
So do
He's
I.
amazing.
People hate him, but I love him.
No, they hate the other guy on Monday night. What's his fucking name? Scott something.
Oh, that guy's horrible.
Yeah, his voice
He's
cracks.
horrible,
He's
that
bad.
guy. Horrible.
Now, obviously, that game, everybody saw it. We don't have to go crazy with it, but the catch was amazing. The player, yeah, go right ahead, buddy. Jeremy said, can he curse in the comments?
Sure.
The whole thing is, did the guy whiff or did...
See, a lot of people
Yeah.
are very, very, very
I wonder if it's because
strongly
a lot of
opinionated
people
about
don't
Joey
like
Buck.
a lot of people don't like announcers that have never played too. That's part of it. Sometimes, you know.
Very true.
So, you know, the guy was told, you know, look out for the pass interference. I feel you. We'll get into that in a second. I'm with you with that.
You're on the wrong show, pal.
Stay on this side of the show. We'll be good. So the whole thing is, did he whiff or did he just fuck up and miss a tackle?
So here's what okay, so when you watch it in full motion, okay, You watch it in full motion. It looks like he runs at the guy and he goes for one of those crown of the helmet shots, right?
Yeah.
But then, if you actually go on John Buchagraw's, his Twitter, it's in slow motion. And what it is it's digs in the air like this. And the ball is not even really close to being there yet.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's got his head up. He's coming. He's approaching. He breaks down to make a tackle. As he breaks down to make a tackle, the ball's not there yet. And he's about to hit him. So what does he do? Kind of just goes like this.
Doesn't see shit.
And ducks out of the side.
Yeah.
When he ducks out of the side, drills his own teammate.
Bye-bye.
The rest is history.
Yeah, great
The
play.
NFC Championship.
And
So I think he was trying to eliminate himself from making a bonehead interference.
And he turned
penalty.
into being at home with us watching the game.
Correct.
It's amazing what one play could do for your career.
By the way, this is a 17-game rookie starter who's also up for all-rookie first
That's
team.
the thing. If you
as a
started
safety.
17 games, you're no longer a rookie. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
I mean, you got to, obviously,
Very
you,
bad
in
angle.
middle school, you need to know that situation.
yeah.
But like I said, he played it wrong,
Hey,
and
man.
it was an oh shit moment.
Pull up Facebook on our page so we can see the comments. I don't want to mess it up.
Thank you. It was an oh shit moment. He got out of the, we ducked out of the way, you
Mhm.
know, and it cost him.
Yeah. So Pittsburgh's been talking shit all week, right? We're gonna beat Tom and the Phil and,
Oh, I
and
absolutely
the
love it.
Pats, and Jacksonville came out and kicked their ass. I was hoping for that. What do you take on that?
I absolutely loved it.
It was amazing.
Mike
It was an
Mitchell,
amazing
we'll
game.
play them in Haiti. We'll play them in.
Somebody
You'll play them.
called.
You know what the Jacksonville tweeted? You could play New England on EA Sports Madden.
It's in the game.
It's in the game.
My whole thing, and then someone said,
They're playing them anywhere.
exactly, dumbasses. And then someone said, like, Bortles is trash or something. It's like, dude, he's in the NFL, regardless of what you have to freaking do. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'll tell you right now, the Patriots didn't. For those of you who do not understand the game, the Patriots, they wanted the Steelers to win so bad. And if one of you can tell me differently, go ahead, and then I'll explain to you why the last team they wanted to see was the Jacksonville Jaguars. The last possible team they wanted
Totally.
to see.
Totally.
Right next to the Vikings if they do both advance.
defense, bro. Defense. And everybody thinks it's a given that Tommy and the Pats are going to put away Jags. All
It's
right,
not this
we'll
week.
see.
I hate to say it, but it's not.
Jacksonville's defense is amazing. And they have a freaking cornerback who just got scored on for the first time all year.
So another thing, I was listening to The Herd this morning.
Ugh.
Colin Coward. I love his take, by the way.
I hate
a lot of
Jason
people don't
Whitlock,
like him,
his boy.
but I like him.
Whitlock is a D-bag extraordinaire. If that motherfucker
Extraordinaire.
ever hears our shit, I want him to know he's a bitch. I
Wow.
don't like him.
Wow.
He is a dick. I don't like him. You're an
Wow.
asshole, bro.
So listen to this, though. So I'm listening to this, and this is a pretty good stat. When Tom Brady faces a 1 through 5 ranked pass rush,
Mm-hmm.
he will be facing number 1 pass rush this weekend.
Okay.
He has a QBR of 77.
Ouch.
Now, you include a pass rush like that, which is going to develop in what it has in the past, a 77, alongside A.J. Bowie on one end of the corner and Jalen Ramsey, the best corner in the league. Don't care what anyone says.
Are they draft-oriented? They don't have a lot of free agents, right?
So, Bowie was an original, unsigned free agent,
So is Ramsey.
played a little bit, and then got picked up. Then Ramsey was drafted out of Florida State last year. He was a rookie. Top-
Fournette, obviously,
top
who
pick.
no one talked about last week.
Right.
Fournette, like he's just garbage.
Right.
3 touchdowns.
But New England did not want to see that.
No.
Okay? And if you watch the game closely, what they wanted to see is They saw Blake Bortles and the Jaguars obliterate the Pittsburgh D. What do you think the Pittsburgh D would have done against New England? Against a real quarterback with a 4-set run game and a coach, oh, by the way, is 1,000 times more brilliant than any other coach in the league. Oh, and guess what? Their D coordinator, if you didn't know, is a rocket scientist. Official. Did you know that?
Yeah, I heard.
He is an official, legitimate rocket scientist.
And we're forgetting about Gronk.
Who's going to get a job by himself this year?
Detroit.
He's a rocket scientist. Okay? That's the last set they ever wanted to see, the Steelers. Meanwhile, they were jabbing up, and they didn't even make it.
Wow.
They're garbage.
Bye-bye. So I want to talk to,
Hate
we're
the
going to talk
Steelers.
to Kevin. I got your message earlier.
Yeah.
He wants to know conference predictions. Basically, who's going to the Super Bowl. If I'm not wrong.
Vikes.
Obviously, you got the Vikes.
I got the Vikes. I told you, I bet the Vikes 2 months ago, 5-1 odds to win the whole thing.
Okay.
I've been riding the Vikes. I'm going to keep riding them.
And AFC.
Their D looks good. And I'm going to give the Pats the edge. I'm going to give the Pats the edge.
This dude has a free Brady hat if he didn't. Like, really? How
Got to give
dare
the
you.
Pats the edge. It's my I love Tom. We'll get into that.
This is
there's
amazing.
some
Like,
dispute going on.
I have the total opposite. I'm with you.
You're with Jeremy.
Yeah.
Jags,
I got the
Eagles.
Jags.
Wow.
Can you imagine that Super Bowl? Jackson, I never thought I'd say this, but I got the Jacksonville Jaguars going to the freaking Super Bowl. Vikings, I can't, man. I'm still a Bears fan. I can't disrespect my Bears and go for a bitch-ass fucking Viking. I love that my family's, their team is doing well, but I'm a Bears fan.
I got to be
I
honest
can't
with you.
root for the Vikings.
I wanted to ask you this. I've been meaning to ask you this
Yeah.
because I knew this would come up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the Bears are rooting on the Vikings?
I don't.
Because I think they are.
I don't. Why? Why? Why do you think that?
Well, because I think the Vikings in a lot of ways are much like the Bears.
It's like the Cubs rooting for the Sox.
No.
Oh yeah, that'll never happen.
Right. That's like the Cubs rooting for like the
Cardinals.
the Pirates, not the
Pirates?
Cardinals.
Really?
That's too much
So
of a
who's the
rival.
Bears Cardinals? Green Bay?
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
Got you.
Right.
That makes sense. I mean, I personally, if you're a real Bears fan, it'll be hard, but it's good to watch someone in your conference doing very well. And, yeah. Thank you, Jimmy. Somebody. He's riding with the Vikes.
He
so
is.
you can get your money.
I am riding
Yeah.
with the Vikes because
No,
I got to be
that's
honest.
what he said. He's riding with them for you. But
I love what the
fuck
Vikes
them.
have done, to be quite honest with you. I think the Vikes have put together an unbelievable defense based off a lot of guys that are not big names.
Yeah.
They have the thing that the Vikes do that a lot of teams who win it all do. The Seattle Seahawks when they won it all. The Pittsburgh Steelers back when they won it all.
Mm-hmm.
The Green Bay Packers back when they won it. They have linebackers that could flat out run.
True.
And it's hard, man. When you put a linebacker who could flat out run against a slot receiver, it's demoralizing when that guy's used to just smoking people over the middle
Yeah.
or, beating them to the outside, and you can't do it. I mean, their middle linebacker, Kendricks, he's running like a monster.
Gavin just made a good point. The Saints D almost stopped them.
The Saints D
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
almost stopped the Vikings
Yeah.
offense. That's 100% correct. In the second half, they were unstoppable. In the first half, they looked like like my ass after a Mexican dinner. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna say.
All right. Let's. I got two Tommy Brady fans here, so we can bring in Vinny now, so I can bash this guy in his face. We're gonna go in the penalty box.
We're going
Hi,
into the
Vinny.
penalty box, ladies and gentlemen. Power play.
Look at the jersey. He's got his USA jersey on. How's everything? All right, Saints D wasn't good. Yeah, that is true. Saints D has sucked all year.
Saints
Saints lost to the fucking Bears, bro.
But their offense, look at their first half offense.
Totally. So
Get out your binoculars. Zeros.
So we got we were talking last week. Hopefully, I forgot who wanted us to talk about it, but he's listening.
Oh,
You remember?
Stelter.
Yeah.
My guy Stelter, Danny Stelt. He wanted us to cover the Pats. We'll get it. Let's go.
So I read the article. Why don't you give your take first? And I'll.
You sure?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so the article, I don't know if you guys read it. It was actually about 22 pages long.
Okay.
It was a short story. I actually read it twice.
Uh-huh.
The reason I
How
read
the
it
hell
twice.
do they know that Vinny's in?
Wow,
That's weird.
that's pretty.
How do they
crazy.
know you're here?
Zuckerberg, man, he's geofencing the shit out of everybody
Face
these days.
Shit now.
Let me tell you,
It says, do you want to tag?
that's
Vinny?
facial recognition, ladies and
Holy
gentlemen.
shit.
So the article, like I said, I read it twice. I read it once, and then I heard the three horsemen, as I like to call them.
Three horsemen.
They said this is not true.
Of course.
So then, since they said it wasn't true, I reread it again to see if maybe I could find a flaw or two in the reporting, something. You know, obviously everything has a little bit of fluff, but that's part of your job as a writer, especially for ESPN.
It's a fluff.
It's a fluff job.
It was a senior writer though.
Yeah, he's big time.
Yeah.
He also wrote the Deflate Gate, which made me a little bit skeptical. That's why I rewrote it.
So he's a
or
Pats
reread
hater.
it. Oh, absolute Pats hater. So, you know, there's going to be, while some of it is it has to be true, it's fluff job, you know.
Why don't you indulge? And
So
let
there was a
everyone
couple
know?
portions of the article. One portion was the three horsemen not getting along, blah, blah, blah. We'll get into that. Then the other portion was how Brady has some sickening regimen with his trainer, godfather to his kids,
Guerrero.
financial...
I think it's like a financial partner. They
right.
got
He's a
TB
financial partner.
He's
not
in on TB12.
the clinic.
Yeah.
It's a clinic that he has. As a huge Brady fan, didn't even know he had partnership in clinics. Just one of many reasons he's fantastic. And then the main portion that actually transitions into the whole spiraling effect is that he wanted Garoppolo out.
Yes. Because he wanted to extend his career, and that's something that Vinny told me. Belichick is known to, what did you say on the way?
He's known to get rid of guys before they kind of fall off the cliff.
Yeah. So he's already thinking about getting rid of someone like Tom Brady.
Right.
So he felt
He's already thinking about getting rid of a guy who's
He
40 and
felt,
threw for 5,000 yards
yeah.
this year.
obligated to get rid of Garoppolo because he was told to.
Right.
And in the article it said he's going to do his job just like he tells his players to, because obviously he was told. Another weird thing that I saw was that Jimmy Garoppolo had gotten hurt, and apparently he went to your guy's TB12 facility, and these bitches wouldn't even open the door.
They locked it up on him.
It's pretty fucked up.
Nobody
don't
showed
you
up to
think?
work that day. Pretty
Yeah.
ironic.
He had an appointment, right?
Yeah, he had an appointment.
Okay. That's how
Yeah.
your guy Tommy works. Huh?
They slept in his what do they call that? A camp.
Yeah.
His
So-
camp slept in.
So basically, Tom Brady, obviously, we all know what happened. He came in for Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah.
And was that the who game? Was that the Super Bowl?
That was Super
That's
Bowl.
weird.
That's ice water in the veins.
Came there, and
136-yard performance.
20 plus years later, or almost, whatever, he obviously
He's a five-timer.
transcended the game.
Right.
So he feels the need to be in a certain plateau of his career.
He's a five-timer.
Bill Belichick, from what's been told, is like the Tom Thibodeau of the NFL, where
Cindy's huge Brady
Yeah.
fan.
yeah. So the whole thing is this: he always bashes Tom in front of the team. Okay.
He does it on purpose.
He does it on purpose for what? To get Tom going? It's Tom Brady.
No. What it is if you read the article, the guy actually says he bashes Tom in front of everybody else, so that everybody else
knows that anybody
is liable to take it.
Yeah.
He doesn't want anyone to think that they're above and beyond the coaching or the organization, so he sort of makes an example out of them. And I guess he does it, from what the article reads, he does it pretty
scathing.
He hits him pretty hard.
Yeah.
He clubs him pretty hard.
To the point where Brady is like, I mean, really, he's still going to do that to me after blah, blah, blah.
Right, and this year, the way it was put is that this year he's rebelling as though I got the 5th ring last year, and
leave me the hell alone.
Yeah.
Hence the Josh McDaniels blow up, on which they mentioned as well. It wasn't really towards McDaniel. I don't know why they mentioned McDaniel's dad behind the bench, but
did you see that?
Yeah.
McDaniel's dad got involved in that issue from behind the bench.
But it was more towards the whole situation. Quiet as kept. Basically, Kraft sided with Brady. Garoppolo was traded. Brady
and Bill
feels
was pissed.
Yeah, very. Brady feels like he can play another 5 years. Do you
He's
guys
stressing
feel that
5
way?
to
You're
6
Brady.
years.
You're Brady guy.
If I had to make right,
I'm a Trubisky.
if I had to say right now, yeah.
Okay. Really?
I mean, based off what you saw this year,
Yeah.
he could play 5 years.
Okay.
Based off what I saw to this date.
Because of TB12, right?
Oh yeah, because of the TB12 regimen.
From TB12.
The no meat, vegan, a certain amount of hours of sleep, certain amount of hours of
There's
water.
something said about you shouldn't blame your sport for your injuries. Is that true? That was in the article.
Yeah, that's what he
true?
said. That's
You
not
believe
true.
That? Okay, because that's what Tommy
That's the
said.
craziest part about it.
Okay, so if that's crazy.
You're
then
talking
what
about a
else
guy who rolls up into a ball when he's about to get hit.
is there? Yeah. So.
I mean, it's a smart play.
Mm-hmm.
You see the guys who aren't rolling up into a ball, how they're. I mean, Newton's hurt every year. He refuses to slide. That's his problem.
Cam, he didn't get hurt this year though.
No, but he's.
I can't believe
Led the
it.
NFL in getting hit, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's not him. That's the fucking terrible ass offensive.
Yeah,
line
but when he's
from
down
him.
the field, he's got to slide. This guy refuses to
Neither
slide.
did Mitchie T.
Yeah, because he's shot.
What's
He
the
should
Philly?
slide too.
Remember RG3?
Philly,
Philly, which one? Wentz?
quarterback. Yep.
Well, you see how that worked out for him. He's out.
Yeah.
Slide when
RG3,
you're
yeah.
supposed to slide, goof.
I feel like RG3. I just feel like they were keying on that dude because he had mentioned
Never
RG3.
just
Keegan
ran
on him.
after the-
When he got hurt, he was running backwards.
Come on, bro.
What do you-
if you
he
watch the previews of it, he used to get demolished.
He
every
does.
fucking play.
He did.
It was almost like they were keying on him.
Well, when you're the rookie top dog, you get demolished in the pocket.
Goff
As soon as
did
that thing,
last year.
Goff didn't because he was handing the goddamn ball off every 5 seconds
Jeff Fisher.
to the best running back in the league. Last year was Fisher.
Oh man, that's funny.
You know what I
That's
mean?
True. Yeah. And then another thing.
Look at
They
Andrew
said-
Luck. He threw the ball 55 times a game. He hasn't played in 2 years.
Yeah, that's scary.
Not to mention he ran and another guy who didn't slide. The guy, Coke Caveman, he was going to run over everybody.
Yeah. Got a question.
What do we
What do
got?
you think about the bullshit? Do they have a chance?
I think that's the Bulls.
Bulls.
The
We're gonna get into the
bullshit?
Bulls.
Oh, I can't.
We're going to get into the
No
Bulls.
need to talk about the Bulls.
So this Brady thing, it's crazy to me because here's what happens.
Fucking Bulls.
Brady goes into Kraft's office,
Yeah.
says he wants Garoppolo gone. When he says he wants Garoppolo gone, then a 16-hour meeting occurs between
It's a long time.
Kraft and Belichick. Belichick leaves upset, wakes up the next day. He loves Mike Shanahan, so he calls his son. He knows he's hurting. He's got 0 wins at the time, or 1 win, whatever. Calls him, says, hey, I can help you out. I'm going to send you a great quarterback.
Second round pick.
You send me a second-round pick, and we'll do it right now. Done.
So that was
Brady
obvious.
gets what Brady wants.
Yeah.
Done.
Tommy gets what Tommy wants. And I think the team has noticed that because there is some discontent because if they got hurt, the guy that they kicked out of the Guerrero guy got kicked out because he made them feel like
they were marketing the
TB12.
The TB12 clinic rather than the organization.
Yeah.
Not to mention, when you read it, he was actually influencing other teammates to feel as though Tom is so superior that I read in there that some of the guys are now calling him sir out on the practice field.
Yeah. All the young players call him sir. So, because he's Tommy Brady. I mean, that's the
nice throw, sir.
Situation. That's the situation he's put in.
That's pathetic.
But that's Tommy.
It's pathetic.
That's TB12.
Here, the bottom line is, and the thing that hurts me about it is that this guy, he didn't tell them to call him sir, but he's also not telling them to stop calling him sir. So he
feels it. That's what he wants.
He's taking it in.
Tom Brady's head is
it's big.
Bigger than Gillette Stadium.
It's big.
So at the end of the day, they might win again. But I'm just saying, don't look past the Jags. The Guerrero guy's been kicked out, so everybody feels more comfortable.
As he
Belichick may leave, but he has 2 sons in the organization that he wants to leave, with some type of coaching situation.
And some people say that was why he was actually really upset that they got rid of Jimmy, is because
he wanted to have a quarterback.
He wanted to mentor Jimmy along with himself and then possibly hand over to his son.
Yeah. One of them.
I don't know. It's a pretty rough situation. All I know is it clearly hasn't.
Damn.
Wow, we just got breaking news that the Washington State quarterback was found dead.
Shot himself in the head.
Shot himself in the head.
Wow.
Not cool.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So beef is with Tom and Bill. Sorry, anytime you're about to say something, I want to hear my piece of shit phone buffers. I missed it, literally. But yeah, it's the issue is with Tom and Bill because Kraft pretty much sided with Tom.
With Tom.
Yeah. So one of them, I don't even know if they'll do it even if they win. One of them may have to go.
And you know who that one's going to be? It's going to be Bill.
It's going to be Billy? Best coach.
Bill's in the doghouse, no matter what.
That's tough.
Because Tom's got 5 and he's approaching 6, mm-hmm. And what Tom says goes, even at 40. It's very evident that what Tom says goes. They have a 5-star potential franchise quarterback
sitting
down. Tom says, I want him gone. Basically, I don't give a shit about the future of your organization whatsoever. It's about me playing the next 5-6 years, and nobody's going to come in between that.
In the article,
get him out of here.
What else was mentioned? Joe Montana, Brett Favre, same deal. They said, fuck this guy you got coming.
They did not help.
No.
They did not help Rodgers.
They didn't mentor Rodgers or Young.
Nope.
Rodgers or Young are going to the freaking Hall of Fame, but
they didn't get mentored by the guys above them.
Exactly. So it's all about, to me, what you can do. A guy can mentor up his ass, but if you have the qualifications to be that guy, you're going to be that guy.
See, that's in your character, though,
it's all about you, how you take it.
It's really in your character, because I feel like I would definitely help the guy below me,
Yeah.
Like the younger, about-to-be guy when I'm on my way out.
Kind of like Dwayne Wade did.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Guy's another joker.
Dick.
All right, we got 11 minutes to go here.
So,
we got to get Vinny in here with a couple hockey updates out of the penalty box. And then if we have time, we're going to shortly discuss how I have a free steak coming over at the Steak 48. Because the Bulls are definitely going to win 20 games this year. They're at 17.
Because Vinny's got a lot of hockey.
This guy doesn't want it to get there.
Let's go hockey. Well, first, let's talk about something this past weekend that happened. This son of a bitch called it the Cub Fest.
That's because the Sox
What?
have a fest.
That's because you didn't know the name of it.
Hey, I told Vinny this before the show. When you go to the Sox Fest, they actually they wand in about 500 guys. They figure out by the end that there's approximately a total of about 100 teeth in the whole fest.
At the Sox Fest. Cubs have it at the Ritz-Carlton or something?
Yeah, the Cubs do it. They do it the right way.
Sox have it at the Holiday
Johnny Walker
Inn.
Blew on the Rocks.
Yeah.
Rizzo,
With
Rizzo's
some
giving
old style,
autographs. It's
with
the real deal.
Gallaghers. Yeah, I mean, that's what the
These
Sox
guys are over
do.
at McFadden's playing with each other.
Sox. What the fuck?
Take it
Talk
away,
about your
Vinny.
team. Go,
I got no
Vinny.
response.
You don't.
Other
'Cause your
than I
team
hate both of your
sucks.
guts.
Yeah. Your team stinks. But go ahead.
Well, they stink. It's getting better. Cubs windows closing.
All right. So
Come on, Vinny, take it away for us here.
I got nothing.
Let's get into some hockey talk,
Oh,
no?
hockey.
time. Jimmy thought we
What do you guys got for me?
were. Talk about
So,
the All-Star game.
I want to
or the
hear.
Hawks
I
or
want to
something.
hear about. I want to
Let's go.
hear
Let's go hockey.
why you feel, honestly, why the Hawks have been struggling as much as they have been.
Well, Corey Crawford's been injured, and it came out today, within the last couple hours or so, that it's a rumor, not team confirmed, that he could be done for the season with vertigo symptoms.
Wow.
So that's not good. You never want your starting franchise goalie to go down like that.
Right.
They've gotten younger throughout the years. They're scratching Seabrook, and then he comes back the next game and scores a goal.
Ben's got a fan. Frank's watching you, so don't fuck up.
Right. So basically, what you're saying is, okay. So everybody knows Crawford's out and they're struggling.
Yeah.
Do you think that youth plays a serious role in what's going on here, as well as the Hawks? I don't know what their defense is pitiful. Explain this.
Yeah, their defense, they traded Jalmerson. That's it's an underlying loss, and it looks like Seabrook is steadily declining, which isn't good news. But
Horrible
he
this
still
year.
he's still a third pair guy, and he's done a lot for this franchise.
And Lisa's watching too. Hi, Lisa. There you
Hello,
go.
Lisa.
The defense just needs to improve, and they need to get better on that. And I don't think the goaltending is the full problem here.
What's the problem, Benny?
The problem with the Blackhawks?
Yes. You said goaltending.
Well,
isn't,
they
so
traded
what is-
Artemi Panarin for Brandon Saad. I think that was an issue right away. A lot of people liked it. Saad is better in the playoffs than Panarin,
He is.
historically.
He has.
But you
more
got to get
experience.
there first.
Right.
And right now the
Well, we've
Blackhawks
gotten
are
there.
not
They've been getting there.
9 years in a row. But
Right.
they're 3 points out of a spot right now, and they're struggling. And now this Crawford news, which isn't confirmed, but
I don't think they're making it this year. I know it's early to say, but I'm
Yeah.
going to go ahead and say they ain't making it
season's
this year.
half over. The problem is all the teams around them keep winning, and when they get a win, you got Calgary around them, the Minnesota Wild are right there, the Dallas Stars, and then you got the top 3 teams in the division. It's not guaranteed like it used to be. They're not a shoo-in. They're a bubble team. Patrick Kane's in MVP form. He's got, I believe, 45 points.
You
He's
think they
unreal.
gave away way too much, or they're just fading?
Well, they had no choice. There's a hard salary cap in the
Yeah.
NHL, much like the NFL, and you get to certain Taves and Kane are each making $9 or $10 million a year for the next 8 years. Seabrook's in year 1 or 2 of this $6 million deal he's making. He's the highest paid defenseman on the team, and he's probably the 5th best now.
That's what's up.
He's been scratched already in the first, year of this new contract, or
Mhm.
second year, whatever it is.
Vinny, let's go with this. If the season were to end right now, who's your 2 teams in the NHL Stanley Cup Final?
From the Eastern Conference, I would pick the Tampa Bay Lightning. They're the best team in the league.
Okay.
They have 4 All-Stars. Well, one of them's their goalie.
That's what's
The
up.
They got
NHL's leading
Stammer.
scorer. Stamkos is
Oh,
better than he's ever been. He's healthy.
Guy's a big hockey guy.
Can you tell? Nikita Kucherov leading the league in scoring for Tampa.
Nikita?
Nikita
Okay.
Kucherov.
That's what's up.
He's Russian. Is he
Clearly,
Russian?
yeah.
Yeah, clearly.
One of Russia's top players. So yeah, and then from the West it would be, right now I like the Nashville Predators. I think they easily could get back to the Stanley Cup Final.
You got a good
They were
home
there
crowd.
last year. Awesome home crowd.
Dude, they do.
It helps them. You saw it in the Stanley
It does,
Cup
it
final
does.
last year, and even
I
against the
remember,
Blackhawks in the first
I remember
round.
when they X'd the Blackhawks
Yeah.
out because they actually overbought the Nashville stadium.
And now they don't really need to do that anymore. I'm not sure if they still do. They might. But even if they didn't do it, I don't think it would be United Center South anymore. But yeah, that would be my two teams right now. I don't see anybody beating Tampa. Pittsburgh would be the closest thing. They've stunk all season, but they've been getting better. Crosby leads the league in 2018 in scoring from the flip of the calendar year. So any team with Crosby and Malkin
It's
unreal.
dangerous.
Yeah,
That I know.
they're the two top 10 players in the league, centering the top two lines. So Pittsburgh's dangerous, but right now I would go Tampa, Nashville.
Who are your mid-season Hart Trophy finalists?
Mid-season Hart Trophy?
That wasn't my
finalists.
question. That was from Dylan. I don't know what that means. But go
The
ahead.
Hart Trophy is
That's
It's hockey most
MVP.
valuable player.
Got it.
top 3 picks. Nikita Kucherov would be one.
Nikita.
The Russian.
He's leading the league in scoring, so he clearly deserves it. I would go John Tavares, New York Islanders,
I've seen that.
one of the
name.
best players in the league.
Yep.
And then the third nominee would probably be, I like Andrei Vasilevsky, another Russian, Tampa's goalie. I think he's the clear
A goalie?
Vezina
As a goalie,
winner.
huh?
Yeah,
Damn.
he's the clear Vezina winner. So, and then there's Nathan McKinnon in the Colorado Avalanche. He's got 40-something points at home alone.
Wow.
So, and the season's half over. That's more points than he had all last season.
Wow.
So, I would go McKinnon, Tavares, and then I would give the winner to Kucherov.
But you don't have Kaner because their team stinks right now, according to you.
No, Patrick Kane is playing at an all-star level, MVP level.
Because you said MVP earlier.
He's their MVP for sure. He's their only
He's
all-star.
the real MVP.
the real MVP.
Yeah.
Hear that, Kaner? You're the real
You're the
MVP.
real MVP.
He's their only all-star.
On your shitty team.
Those are my top 3.
Who's the Sox MVP? Sorry. Go ahead.
That's a low blow.
All right, I think that about does it for Vinny. He's been mentally abused here.
Demoralized.
It stinks.
The Sox will be in dead last. Back to you, Phil.
Holy shit.
We have exactly 3 minutes just for me to talk about the New York strip that I will have butterflied and grilled at a medium
Gonna
temperature.
butterfly it?
I'm very excited about it. Also, as
It's
well,
not happened yet.
Chef Brian's Au Gratin potatoes over at Steak 48 are to die for.
Never had the potatoes.
You'll have them. They're coming up. Don't you worry about it. On you, pal. Also going to have myself a Tito's soda with a lime, splash of lime juice. I mean, I'm going to go all out for this thing because, quite frankly, this guy's paying for it. I mean, I just want to thank the Bulls.
Oh, man.
I never thought I'd thank their. I never
I'm
thought I would
fucking
thank their
real,
front
bro.
office, but I just want to say thank you for putting together a
Lucky
team
sons of
that could
bitches.
put together 20 wins and make me look just
They haven't
fabulous.
won
With that being said, Zach Levine
They
has
haven't
played in
won
2
yet.
games this year. His first game, 19 minutes, 18 points.
You know what? I'm happy for the Bulls, but you know
His
what?
second game,
know what's
19
gonna
minutes, 18
happen?
points.
The guy was on the radio recently, made a really good point. He's not saying tank, but if you're trying to rebuild your team with this team, what the hell are you going to do when you
I'm
get to
telling
the
you.
playoffs and you're the 7th or 8th seed and you got to play LeBron or Kyrie? You're going to lose. And you know what that's going to get you? The fucking 12th pick in the draft.
No,
And you're not
far
gonna
more
fucking-
than that.
And you're not
That'll
gonna-
put you at 15 or
All
more.
right. And you're not going to freaking do anything. Even if you're right before the playoffs. What are you going to be, 9th through 12th? Is that going to rebuild your team?
No, you're right. I mean, listen, you couldn't be more right.
It's stupid. I'm not saying Fred should go because Fred is not going to do this. He's not going to say, you guys say you got to tank. You know, but
No,
at the end
never.
of the day,
Never.
Philly is how they are because they're getting draft picks.
Right.
All right. They got Embiid.
You gotta trust the process.
Exactly.
Right.
So at the end of the day, keep winning, Bulls. We're still gonna suck
Bulls-
or stink.
Listen, get to 21 and just pump the brakes, would you?
Dude just wants to stink.
this the last
But seriously,
year
for
the
the show, I mean, we only got what, 45 seconds.
I'm sorry we only got 45 because I just want to keep going
Yeah,
tonight.
we
It's
got all these
crazy.
people. We can keep it on live though. But for
Yeah, we
our
could.
podcast listeners, we're gonna sign out for you. Tune in next week. Facebook, stay here because I'm gonna bash this guy some more. on the Bulls State Lighter podcast. Now, with the Bulls, Facebook. Great shot tonight, guys. Oh, and for the record, fuck Joe Buck. But, am I right or wrong? Explain that. Why do you want to keep winning if you're going to fucking just get shit back?
Listen, you're 100% right, and especially
outside of the state,
especially because we have been known, we are infamous for shitting the sheets when it comes to free agency.
Kind of like last week.
Right.
last week. Last year we were 8th.
We are not going to get anybody in free agency, and if we do, they will be one cheap or two washed up, like our usual, standard Chicago Bulls method is to grab the free agent with a huge name whose his 40th birthday is coming up, right? We'll bring this big name in, dun, 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 dun. Then we'll announce some big-ass name at the end of his career.
We'll gong for Ben Wallace.
We'll gong it. Oh, and make sure you bring in a guy who shows zero value to the youth of the team, like we did last year. Guys, bring in Dwayne. We'll just pat him on the back.
5 years after you should have.
Right. And he
Makes
helps
sense.
nobody. He helps none of the younger guys.
We were there. We're not just talking about him. We saw the motherfucker just sit in his locker.
On
When
his
the
phone.
Miami guys came in, how you like it? Well, it's all right, Well, I really miss Miami. Like, dude, why are you here then, you
Right.
bitch?
Right. He misses Miami, or, me and Jimmy are like a thing, and then everybody else sucks.
Yeah, he said
You know.
they were in France together
Right.
when Jimmy got traded.
Right.
That was funny.
When Jimmy got backdoored, then Wade got backdoored after
Joe
that.
says trade Nico. What do you think? You think we can get something back for that?
I'm going to agree with you, Joe, and here's why. Because Nico's playing the best basketball of his entire life. So right now, like a stock, he's at his highest value.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now if you're going to cash out on Nico, you got to get rid of him now. He can't possibly play. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this. He cannot possibly play any better than he's playing right now. I mean,
He's
I don't
playing
think-
to get traded.
yeah.
Like, he has to say what he has to say.
He's at the peak of his game. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't see him even being
But you know
able.
that bothers me, because why didn't you do this? This is fourth year.
Right.
Why do you have to do this now when you're trying to get traded? It's just like a guy like Kyle Fuller in a contract year. I hate Luol Deng did it. I hate contract year motherfuckers. Oh, I'm in a contract year, so I'm really gonna play now. Why didn't he do that? It happens. Does it happen in hockey too?
Oh, did you
Yeah.
see
Happened
Kyle
last
Fuller
year with
play
TJ
corner this
Oshie.
year?
Yeah,
10 times better than he's ever played corner?
people were talking about it.
Unbelievable.
Hey, Oshie, you said? That's the guy that's not
Oshie, the
Asian.
Olympic guy.
The
Yeah,
Which
TJ
guy?
Oshie.
See, I know my
He
hockey.
scored
Guy's a stud.
1,000 goals last year, but it was a contract year. This year is just normal TJ Oshie.
He's still
See?
Caps?
Yeah.
And that's why teams don't like to look at the baseball right now. They were talking about it. Who's still out there?
Everyone.
Arrieta. They're talking about like collusion, because the teams are only offering the same amount of money to every freaking player.
Right.
So you're in a situation where, oh shit.
And Theo did say the other day at the convention
Mm-hmm.
something along the lines of we haven't made a splash in free agency like we've wanted to thus far, but something is coming.
This year is like one of those years where you got a DeAndre Jordan, you got a second tier guy.
Yep.
But the next year we can get LeBron.
The Cavs have to get Jordan, by the way,
Yeah.
at the All-Star break.
You think that's possible?
Very possible.
For who?
They have to get rid of Tristan. I'm hearing that they have to get rid of Tristan and a couple other guys.
The guy, what's his name? The one that's always hurt?
Which one?
The defensive guy?
Crowder?
No, the other one. From here, from Illinois.
Oh, Shumpert.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something along the lines of Tristan Thompson, Shumpert,
For
and
DeAndre Jordan?
yeah.
Derrick Rose? Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, I mean, it would
they need a
be
point guard.
it would be
because Beverly's
huge though if they could get Thompson or Jordan.
You think that's their piece that they're missing?
It's definitely their piece. Here, listen. Let's put this in perspective here. They have Kevin Love, a notable
Playoff pussifier.
a playoff pussifier, and this guy is allergic to the paint, ladies and gentlemen. He does not protect the rim to save his life. I don't care how much money's on the line.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't protect the rim, and that's the problem right now. Guys are going right down the lane on these guys. They're getting smoked on defense. They cannot protect the rim.
True.
They are so small out there. Then people are wondering, why are they so bad with Thomas out there? Well, Thomas is horrible on defense.
Horrible.
And the small team just got smaller.
Yeah. True. Is DeAndre in his contract here? Or are they just trying to dump?
They're trying to dump him.
Oh, contract. Okay. That makes sense.
But I think it's a great move for the Cavs. Because
It
they
is.
need a rim protector. And if you are going to beat the Warriors in the finals, there's only one way to beat them. Is to play through the big men.
Yeah, you have to
Because their big men are not good.
they're not good at all.
They have
whatsoever.
Pachulia, who
He's
sucks.
their starting
Starter. And then they have
JaVale McGee, Mr. Shackton, a fool himself.
off the bench.
Really? Take care. Tristan should go to LA to take care of his kid. That is true. He should. All
should.
the Kardashians are pregnant right now. So
Don't get me started. We'll be on here until
yeah,
1 a.m.
my whole thing with the Bulls, which what we were talking about, is they start with the fucking media day saying we were planning on a rebuild and this is what we're gonna do and we're gonna stand by Fred and we're gonna do everything for our young players, and now that they're winning, you know what, we have a great team and we're gonna build on this and we're gonna try to make the run. Run to what?
I know.
What are you running to? This is not
I know.
the NBA of old.
They
where
are so
everybody
far
has
away from the
parity. You have no chance in hell.
They got the Forrest Gump shackles on right now, and they're trying to prematurely sprint out of them.
Dude,
It's
they have no.
I don't know.
Tell me a team the Bulls can beat in the playoffs. It's not happening. It's like
I love
I'm
them.
arguing. I am a Bulls fan. I just
I know.
didn't think they were going to win a lot. I'm arguing something
Clearly.
like people say it, and I don't know how I'm gonna. Maybe someone can give me a question to phrase it, but the tank. No one ever really talks about it to the players. They just talk about it on their shows or on the radio. I would love to know what a player thinks about the word tank, because there's guys that talk about it all the time, but when we're at the games, I don't hear it. So,
No. And it's funny because when we actually went to Media Day this year, we sat right there and
they
we
were
listened
the
to...
most professional, not to cut you off, they talked about tanking in the most professional manner I've ever seen.
Possible. It was actually... Yeah, you're right, Jim. I couldn't agree more. Jim said, when is Justin Holiday going to get cold? Trade
Amen,
him
Nico.
now.
Amen.
He's another guy like Nico. Last night he went 7 of 11 from 3. This guy bounced around from D-League to team to team to team. Ends up on the Bulls. He's like 15 and 7 per game.
That's what you guys have to understand.
And they got to get rid of this guy immediately.
When
as much
you're-
as I like his play, and Fred said yesterday he's our guy. We play through him. You have to get rid of him now.
That what you guys are talking about right now is the professional way to tank.
Yep.
You get rid of very valuable pieces in your 10th ranked team to do what you have to do to get in the top 5 of the draft. Exactly. Just like the what is their name?
You could hate them all you want.
Who?
Sox Fest.
Oh yeah, Sox Fest.
Just like Sox Fest.
As much
Sox
as you hate 'em,
convention.
You can't deny
Fuck
what
the
they
Sox.
did. Quintana for Eloy Jimenez.
Yeah, fuck them. My whole thing is tank, but tank nicely.
Right.
Trade Nico.
Right.
You can get something really. I don't even want another player. You get a draft pick. You could probably get a late first rounder for Justin Holiday or Nico.
Yeah, you
Or
can.
am I being too Bulls-like?
Oh no, that is
From a good team. 'cause
that
that's
is
where it's
what
gonna
I
be.
was told today is in effect a first rounder.
Yeah.
And then if that's the case, then that's how we patch up your thoughts of we keep winning. What
But
the
you're
hell are
not
we
going
going
to
to
play
do?
Levine the whole game.
No, he's 20
You
minutes
know,
per night.
Get Robin. Robin's a durable freaking center.
Right.
Then you play your guys, but you're going to lose. But you're going to get the guys some help, at the end of the day. So
Right. But as I was saying,
Jimmy doesn't think. I think they can get a late first rounder for at least Justin Holiday.
Absolutely.
From a good. This is what happens,
Absolutely.
Jimmy. It's from a Spurs or a good
someone who
team
needs a stretch four.
that doesn't need a freaking guy.
No, they need
from the draft. They need vets. They're winning now. That is
Right.
possible. We're not talking about the fucking Brooklyn Nets
No.
or the Phoenix Suns. What the hell do they need a guy? Now, if San Antonio got a guy like Holiday, that's what Pop wants. He wants a guy that can come
Dude,
in.
even the Cavs,
The Cavs,
the Celtics, anyone who could put a stretch four in a game for a mismatch and go on a run with some other guys who can get up and down the floor.
Totally.
But as I was saying, real quick here, and then we're going to kind of conclude our show tonight. It was awesome. We appreciate you guys. A lot of activity going on. But as far as the Bulls are concerned, just kind of an inside scoop that we went to Media Day and we sat there, and as you said, it was the most professional. I have to give it to Gar Pax on this one. They you got to do. We have to though. We were impressed, were we not?
Yeah.
They gave the most professional speech as far as tanking, but not saying we're going to tank, but very professional delivery on how we're going to do it. So just when we went to give them respect,
Jimmy's agreeing with us. Thanks, Jimmy. He didn't put a period after it, no.
thank you, Jim. But just as that was the funniest part about the entire season as we watch it unfold, is that they gave this professional approach on tanking, and minutes later, Fred got up there in his polo and he said, what did he say? Come on, give it to me.
Hey, I'm a coach. I don't go out to lose.
I'm here to coach.
I'm here to coach the players and win games. Don't ever ask me that again. I'm a coach.
I come out here to win.
I come out here to win. Okay?
We will give it our all, and we will win the games we're going to win.
That's
and
how
it's
he
going to be
talks.
tough, but we're gonna.
And you
I'm
know
out here to
what?
coach and win.
That some bitch is winning.
He's winning.
He's standing on the sidelines with his arm crossed like he's Popovich.
He
Because
is.
I've told you, I think I told you on the phone, when you got some kids that are going to listen, you're going to coach.
Right.
Fred is a coach, and he has players that are going to listen. Jimmy and Dwayne aren't players that are going to listen to a guy like Fred. Now, will they listen to a Popovich or, LeBron because LeBron's the coach? Yeah.
And the sad
Thibodeau,
part is,
who I heard Jimmy isn't really cool as everybody thinks.
really?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is the funny thing is
That's
that
Nick Friedel.
Rondo last year was catching all the heat. He was the only
I
guy.
forgot Rondo,
He
yeah.
was the only guy helping out the
Yeah,
younger guys.
Exactly.
And he was the bad guy
Yeah.
in everybody's eyes.
He's kind of a tool to the media, but
But he's
his
just
teammates,
quiet,
his
though.
teammates love him.
He's not arrogant.
No, he's not arrogant at all.
He's
His
just
teammates
quiet.
love him, which matters.
He wants to get the hell out of there, get dressed and leave, but he helps the younger guys. And that means a lot. And
Joe asks a great question. Did I say that? I'm sorry.
it's
Joe asked a great question. Would you guys rather have the Bulls gather as many first-round picks as possible or young players that could have potential? It all depends on who we have to trade to get the young players, but honestly, the Bulls draft picks have always, since about Derek and Ben Gordon, been past like 7th, so it's hard to understand. Like, dude, they really love...
hockey segment is phenomenal, they said. Way to go, Vinny.
Open your freaking mouth. They love your hockey stuff. Let's go hockey. But like I was saying, the players that they get in the draft have been like after 7th since freaking, Derek.
Right.
So my thing is,
Yeah, you have to put yourself in position to get somebody
like marketing
worthwhile.
let's be real. Somebody made a good point. In college, you can't really tell if the guy's going to be pro because most college coaches, they reel in a guy's talent.
Right.
Marketing, I mean, he's a 7-foot stretch. It's hard.
He's a
to
beast.
My take,
He's a beast.
just to answer your question, is I would rather get young draft picks, but we're not in the place to trade someone like Cleveland was to get a top 3 pick. You have to make yourself that top 3 pick.
You have to make yourself available in order to make those
And
moves.
the only way to get that young player is to have that top pick for that other team. Someone like Devin Booker, who's going to be a free agent.
Right.
Does he want to come to
I
Chicago?
love
Who
D-Book.
knows?
I would love for the Bulls to get him.
But it's all about how Chicago represents themselves.
I would do that. I mean, I would do that 1,000,000%.
I mean, that's...
Because Lopez is actually on the block right now as well, from what I'm being
Isn't
told.
Bagley it? We're talking about the Duke guy. I mean,
He's first pick.
he's going to be the first pick. I mean,
He's first
from
pick.
what everybody said. And there's that guy.
Which one?
His mom really likes me.
Which one?
His
Young?
mom really likes me. His hockey stuff, huh? No,
Which guy? Young?
no, the white guy from overseas. What's his name?
I don't want that guy.
But he's the first pick. That's what everybody's saying. That's all.
Him
I'm
or
saying.
Bagley?
Yeah. So at the end of the day, you got to make sure that.
Trey Young, yeah. I mean, he's PG. I'm really content with Dunn.
Yeah.
His plus minus is incredible when he's on the floor.
I like Chris Dunn.
The Bulls
I
are.
like what Chris Dunn does.
The Bulls are
So
better
what
with
about
him.
you? Are you the young players or the draft?
Well, and I'm going to close with this. I'm a young players guy, and I got to thank this guy for giving me the opportunity to be able to go in the locker room and do interviews and things like that. And when you do definitely have an advantage when you get to see what actually goes on in there. And what I can tell you guys is we have to stay young. It's okay to have 1 or 2 veterans.
Like Robin Lopez.
And Justin Holiday is. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
He really is.
We have good veterans.
He is such a great leader in there. I know he's only like 29 or
What did I say the last week or the last game we were at? We're going to go to more games. Like, we've been busy, but
I'll be there tomorrow
there's
night.
not a lot of
Tune in.
There's not a lot of 30-year-olds on our team.
No,
Do
but
we have any? Just one, actually.
but the thing is
Poindexter.
that's really it stands out to me tremendously is that last year we had these bigger names and we had these older guys and whatever. But the thing was that locker room last year was it was a disgrace.
Yeah.
I mean, you could hear pins drop in there, win or lose. This year, win or lose, these guys know they're going to lose. They're still having a blast. And it's not a blast where where they don't care that they lost. It's more of just they're young and they're just enjoying being in the NBA and things of that nature. But when they're winning, it's fun in there, man.
It is.
It's
Really.
fun.
And they're great interviews.
Yeah, they're fun.
Second half of the season, we're going to go to as many as we can. And because we've only played you guys like one interview. I think they've seen the marketing interview. Hopefully his next
Marketing
interview
done and
with
LeBron,
us.
I think. That's
Yeah,
it.
his next interview with us hopefully will be better. He's he's growing
He's
his
gotta
hair
get some
out.
work done.
I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah,
he's
he
growing his
is.
hair out. By next year, he's gonna have like the Dirk. So, with that being said, we look forward to your live broadcast at Steak 48 once the snow clears up. Because I'm not going to eat steak and then coming
No,
outside.
we're gonna wait till
when
it's warm
cold.
out. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get all dialed up.
Yeah, we'll wear suits.
Yeah.
Do we have anything coming up for ECSports in a few months? TV, the mayor, all that stuff.
Oh, I didn't know you wanted to make that announcement just yet.
we gotta
Actually,
get everybody
last
ready.
week's show, the mayor, we thank the mayor. We love the mayor. He's been great for the community thus far.
In Bloomingdale.
Awesome job in Bloomingdale. He actually asked us to do a show as he hosts a March Madness party that will be coming up, obviously, in March. We're thinking it's going to be that Friday after the opening Thursday night of hoops.
The
'Cause
play-in games.
Those Thursday night 1 versus 16ers, they really get the people going. So we're gonna probably do that Friday. We'll keep you guys posted. It's gonna be a party somewhere
It's
in
gonna be live,
Bloomingdale.
right?
It's gonna
So
be
we want
live.
you guys to
It's gonna
come.
be live. You guys can come. We're gonna have food, drink. We're gonna have the whole deal. So we're looking
That'd be
forward
awesome.
to it. It's gonna be fun. Really looking to interact. We're really putting ourselves out there. I think we got some sponsorships coming up and some pretty big things that are going to be occurring. We'll keep you guys posted on. But
Just keep watching and supporting, and you guys will come along with us for the ride.
Exactly.
That's why I want to, just like I told Anthony, we'll get to more games so we can be a little more like, so you guys can see how it is there. It's just a different breed of situations, especially hearing us ask the questions, and then you guys could give us questions you want to know. So it's a more in depth and more interactive than it already is. Because everybody has those questions that, man, why don't they ask this guy that?
Right.
And that's what we're here for, to ask that question that, like Anthony asked LeBron a question about Ohio State football. Nobody else is thinking about asking that shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're here for. We're here for, it's so cliche, but we are here for, the fans.
Obviously, it does sound crazy, but without you guys, I mean, we wouldn't be doing this with the live ticker in the corner with no viewers. You know what I mean?
I mean, the funny thing is, a year from now, I want to say, remember we were in a basement?
Yeah, right.
So, but yeah, we'll just keep doing it. We'll get Vinny to talk more because he acts like a freaking.
Go hockey.
Let's go hockey. That's what's up. So for Vinny, for Anthony, don't forget to log in to our podcast, which is why we're here.
Thanks, Joey.
Watch us on TV. We're on TV as well. And like I said last week, it's on Channel 19, only in Chicago right now. But
Comcast.
If you're in Chicago, Comcast, and that's that. All right? Thanks, guys. We're finished.